Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Breaking Point podcast hosted by DREAL. Now, before we begin with this special episode, this means a lot to me. I want to thank Prize Picks for making today's show possible. Guys, claim your $50 with your first $5 pick when you sign up using the code Breaking Point. Click the link in the description to join in. Thank you again for Prize Picks for making this show possible, for allowing me to have a fantastic time with my new guest. Claim $50 with your first $5 pick when you sign up using the code Breaking Point. Now, it is my pleasure, chat and stream, wherever you are watching this from, it is my pleasure to introduce Big GC Johnny Carrasco. John Carlos.
Was Cuddy, everybody.
How you doing, brother? How have you been? We're filming this after CDL Championships 2025. How have you been, man? How's everything?
Honestly, it's been nice. We're taking a little break. Getting ready for EWC now. But honestly, I was just chilling, relaxing, taking a little vacay off. Like, of course, still like a bit on the grind, but checking out the CDL, like the champs, and wow, like that was probably the craziest champs like I've ever seen. I can't lie. Like that, the storylines was crazy. I mean, like Optic winning, like that shit. It was actually like one of the most entertaining tournaments I've ever seen. I can't lie.
Well, did you predict Optic were gonna win? I don't think anyone predicted that they were gonna win.
I didn't know if they were gonna win. I thought they were gonna make it far because I honestly like I saw that team as like being able to like get like a top three at champs. I was like with their new squad and them like just being like confident. Like I feel like they were gonna make it far. Winning it, I didn't know. I didn't know if they were gonna win,
Yeah.
but like after like LAT and FaZe bombed out, I'm like, oh, bro, these guys if they don't win, bro, they're trolling.
Who did
Like
you
they
have?
have to win.
Who did you have winning it?
Like before, like everyone
Like before
before
the
FaZe and LAT,
yeah
yeah.
before the event? Yeah.
Not to be honest, I was honestly either thinking it was gonna be FaZe or like yeah, honestly FaZe.
Not
probably
LAT.
probably Nah, honestly, I
Yeah.
thought they were gonna I honestly thought they were gonna lose. I was like, cause like they just how like teams after like right after they win like a tournament, some of them get complacent, especially
Mm.
winning two tournaments. They're probably like, all right, it's champs, let's go hard. But like I feel like they were not as prepared as they were for the other tournaments. I feel like they were a little laid back. They just won two tournaments, the like overconfident, and that could have been why like they did bomb out. But I did I did see like FaZe like winning the tournament, but also Optic getting like a top three. I thought like those two teams were gonna be like the high placements, but Optic won. So
Did you scrim them at any point leading up to champs? Because you guys scrimmed. I think you guys scrimmed really early, right? So did you ever play them?
um
Did you play any
yeah,
CDL
no,
team?
we're just scrimming challengers teams.
Okay. But so you had no idea, no one saying anything that Optic were this good going into the event?
Nah, yeah, absolutely
No.
nothing. Like
Okay.
I didn't hear anything, none like that. I was just scrimming challengers teams playing. I'm just staying warm for EWC basically, but
Yeah.
it's like it wasn't much. I was just on a little vacay.
Where did you go on vacation?
Back
Hawaii?
to my house. Back to my house. That nice vacation, nice little vacay. Just seeing my mom, seeing my fam. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it was a nice little vacay, but still staying warm. But like I said, like it was honestly like watching that champs was crazy. I had a great weekend watching
Yeah.
that
I
champs.
can I can see the tan on you, Big J. I can see it. Getting
I mean,
sunbathing, you're in the sun,
I
in the
mean,
Big Apple.
hey man, I have been in the sun, have been hitting some cardio, running, just like
Looking good.
doing my thing back here.
Yeah. So do you think leading up to champs, the 8 teams are very limited in who they can practice. So based on whichever side of the bracket you're on, you can only face or scrim against opponents on the other side of the bracket. Did you think that played like a very big part in some of the teams that were performing or not performing? So just to give you some context, LAT FaZe and Carolina and who's the other team? I want to say it's Toronto. They all played each other, and then the other 4 teams, Miami, Optic, Vancouver, and Boston, all scrimmed each other. So they weren't really. They were just the set 4. So do you think that played like a big part in why we saw such a varied performance?
I mean, in my opinion, I guess like it could have, but I feel like it's unlikely. I would say like a lot of the things that like happened, I would say like for like the optic thing, they had nothing to lose. You know, they had nothing to lose. A lot of these teams had nothing to lose. The ones that got like good placements, like for example, Miami, like Surge, like I in my opinion, I felt like they didn't have much pressure into the tournament like that that they had to win or anything like that, and they just played like with their own flow. Feel like FaZe, LAT after winning two like championships, like in like the both of them won two championships, so I felt like they had a lot of pressure to like win, and I feel like that's what like went into it. Just like, all right, y'all, it's champs, so we got to play our best, we got to do this, blah blah. And like I probably felt I don't think like they're like mentally like weak in that aspect, but I think it might have got to their head a little bit. Because they're all like they're all champions, and I know that that's not gonna get something that's gonna go to their head, but there might have been a couple plays that just like didn't go their way because of like them thinking like, oh my god, it's champs, like everything like that. So I think it might have just been the mental aspect. I don't really think it would have been the practice. I feel like they were all like going their absolute hardest, like going over like what they wanted to do and like how they were gonna play, and just like I think it was just overall just like playing loose and like nothing to lose and just having fun out there. Like the optic was probably just having fun out there.
Yeah.
I heard Ant's comms, and that motherfucker sounded like he was just having fun out there, just fucking, just like running
Screaming.
and stuff, calling everyone dog shit. He's like, holy fuck, these guys are dog shit, bro. Like, just having fun, just like running at everything together, just like having fun out there, basically.
Yeah. So mental, like the mental aspect aside, like you just said, what was some of the biggest things that you saw from like Optic in Vancouver from an in-game perspective, from obviously your perspective as a pro, that was like the biggest catalyst for them getting to the finals?
Um, to be honest, I would say, like I said, with like the optic thing, like even like Vancouver, like I feel like they were just playing so loose. Like they were just playing so loose, and like I heard in the comms also they were just gassing each other up, hyping each other up. Like their mental was at an all-time high. Just every time they would get like a 2, 3 piece. I know I was watching Vancouver, especially versus LAT. Like they were getting a lot of 2, 3 pieces, and they would just be like they were like shit on and everything
Yeah.
like that, like just like hyping each other up, like just like in the moment, just like stress free, just having fun. In my opinion, that's like a way that I saw like in specific games, like especially versus Vancouver versus LAT, they were just having fun, trying to like just shit on them. Which sometimes when you're confident like that, like you're gonna pop some great pieces. You might make some misplays, but you're more than likely gonna pop some great pieces and make some great plays for your team.
Yeah, like a balance, right? You need a balance of
Yeah,
both
of course.
structure
Of
and
course, you
loose.
need to have balance.
What when you say loose, what do you mean by loose from a pro player's perspective?
Um, so basically, I would say like whenever like you're like just you feel free on the map, you feel like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna hit this timing, and I like you know what I mean. It might work out, it might not, but I'm not gonna hesitate. You're not gonna hesitate on like whether like you think you're like your team's gonna be like, oh damn, like you made a bad play, or like, oh, like if you lost your team in the game, and like just those split-second decisions that like if people hesitate not to do can be like the catalyst towards winning a game or just like losing the game, and just making the play for your team to win the game. And I felt like Vancouver and Optic, they were just so free flow. They were so free flow in like their decisions, their timings, like trusting that like the other teammates will like make the right play or like help them out in whatever they needed, and just like just knowing that their team has their back and they can do whatever they think in the moment is the right play, and then it works out.
Yeah, Big J, what do we say? You miss 100% of the time is you don't bloody take. You
That's
know
true.
what
That's true. I mean,
I
that's true. I
mean?
mean,
Shit.
as you saw, like from like the champ. I mean, I know it is one tournament, but it is the biggest tournament of the year, and the teams that were the most aggressive in the tournament and the most like aping together. You know what I mean? Like the thing you
Hey,
say.
together, strong.
Also, ape together, like bro, they were the ones that look. They both got to finals. Vancouver, very fast, very fast. All they do is ape together. Like they sometimes they for the most part they make good plays, but sometimes they'll make some like weird plays that will flip them out. But they will always bounce back by just staying together, aping together. And of course, with Optic, they haven't been a team for that long, but they're just running together, full confidence. Ant's trying to hit a trick shot. Merc's just popping threes. Like Kyler's calling out everything, still challenging everything too. You know what I mean? It's like they just have like the momentum of just challing together and just aping together. And you saw like the
Yeah,
two teams that got to finals.
ape together strong. Okay, I think I'm jumping the gun a little bit, right? So I want to bring it back. There's going to be a lot of viewers here who may not know too much about you. They know who you are as a player, but really what I want to do is I want to show who you are as a person, your upbringing, how you got into COD, all that sort of stuff, right? So I want to. I know a lot about you, and I know your story, and it's a fucking fantastic one, right? I want to talk to you about your early life before competing, right? Where were you born? Where are you from? How did you get into video games in the first place, bro?
So basically, I mean, I was born in the U.S., but my mom from Colombia, my dad from Peru. My mom came here legally. My mom came here legally.
What? Why'd you go say it like that?
Just
Yeah,
gotta put it
hey,
out there. Just gotta put it
hey,
out there. You know what I mean?
legally, guys.
There's a lot of stuff happening. I'm legal. My mom's legal. You know what I
I'm not
mean?
legal.
Don't come for me, por favor. You know what I mean? I also speak Spanish, but but you know what I mean. So my mom, what's it called? Had a very like tough, what's it called? Just like staying over here in the U.S. Like, she had to like basically work like a lot of jobs. My dad left like early, like he had another family, but that's for another story. You know what I mean? But my mom basically had to like work a lot of jobs by herself. She had to, bring up me and my sister by herself. Um, and for me as a child, it was hard. Like, I would say, I was living in like a two-bedroom apartment with me, my mom, and my sister. So it was pretty hard. But honestly, like, I got into gaming when I was 8, when my mom was finally able to afford like an Xbox 360. That was my first gaming console. Xbox 360. My mom was finally able to like afford that like at around like I think 9 or 10. It was around that age. And my first game was Black Ops 1. Yes, I still remember my first game. My first ever game was a zombies game, Kino der Toten, with a Russian guy. It was a Russian guy that was helping me. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't know how to play. I didn't even know like what I was doing. He was just helping me. I still remember that. I don't know. That's a weird little story. But like, I first started into Call of Duty. That was my first game. And then around 13 to 14, I started playing wagers. Started playing like $1 wagers. I saw that, like, I'm like, oh man, like I could play some money. I told my mom, can I borrow $5? And those $5 did not disappoint because I didn't lose those $5. I won. I doubled it. I doubled it, gave her the $5 back, and started playing with my own $5. And I never lost those $5. It kept going up. It kept going up, and that was IW. So then I started playing for like, I would say like 20, 50, 100. It started going to like 500, but those are like DGen numbers. Those are like DGen numbers. That's in like BO4. I finally switched from Xbox to PS4 and started meeting like my friend group at the time, which was like Illy, Prolu, Bolins, which is like Kremp, Cap. I know Shotzi was playing with us at the time, like eights and everything like that. Uh, and even Merc was like a part of our like friend group. He was him and Zila were a duo, and we would play chows against each other, like at the time in BO4, and like, I mean, honestly, it was a great time. And then around 2020 was when I started to like really like get better as a player. I was 16 years old, and that was 2020 MW 19, like 2020 basically. And I started playing for way more money, $100 to $500. I was like, I saw Inder, like Illy at the time, like I saw he was like, scrimming with his team on Dallas Empire, was like going crazy. He won champs. I'm like, and like I wouldn't say like, actually, you know what? I would say Illy's kind of my godfather. Yeah, I would say, yeah,
Outside of
Illy's kind
me.
of my. Of course, yeah. It's because Illy was like one of the first people that like actually brought me into like the good like players circle basically. So yeah, I started playing with him a lot. He won champs, and I already knew I wanted to become pro. But then like I saw someone in my circle like win champs, which was like the craziest thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, like I want to get up there. I want to win champs. I want to like become pro, win a major, win champs and all that stuff. And like that's when I really started to like just take this like whole thing serious. Like when I was underage, like even like the next year, Cold War, I was 17, but I was still grinding the game every single day, playing the elites on CMG, the primes, making a lot of money off that. Honestly, like I think in Cold War I had like the most like elites and primes like combined because I was just grinding that stuff.
Mhm.
And then that's when I started to like make a lot of money playing for $500 with like with my whole circle. Like we were just almost every day we were playing for like $500 to $1,000. I know that's like some DGen numbers right there, but we are just playing for a $500 to $1,000 against each other in like 3v3, 4v4 matches. And like I was like, damn, honestly, like SND's nice. I can't wait for my respawn year, like next year. And then it was 18 when I was 18 in Vanguard, and I mean, Vanguard was a weird year,
We'll
I
we'll
would
we'll get
say.
into that. So I'm going to stop you here. We'll get into that before you go in, okay? Because I've got a couple
I
of
got you.
questions about your Vanguard year. But yeah, it's only DGen if you lose, right?
That's true. That is
It's
true.
only
I
DGen
was
if you
winning
lose.
most of them. I was winning most of them.
Yeah, you were the Challengers Reaper. That's what we would call you, right? But obviously, I know you. I've known you very well over this year. I just want to go back and talk about like your family, right? Some of the things that you went through growing up. Um, so look at where you are now, right? Look at the position you're in. Pro player, insane, unreal talent, right? You have been every time you have been in the pro league. When you reflect, when you look back, is there things that you can tell the viewers like that you learned growing up that makes you really either like it helps you as a pro or like shows that appreciation for what you do because of the tough upbringing that you had?
Oh yeah, not for sure. I mean, I would say like the money aspect and just like success part is plays a big role, especially when you grow up poor and just like under like privilege, I would say.
Mhm.
I don't make excuses on anything that has happened like in my life, but like as I've seen like just like my mom like struggled in this country, tried to like, get a better future for us. It makes me want to work 10 times harder to, make that money, be successful, like win champs, like just like everything that is successful in my mind so I can give her a better life
Yeah.
in, when as she's older. So it gives me 10 times more motivation just to like be successful, work hard, be the best player I can, and just just go out there and just give it my all, basically.
What was your mum like towards you playing though? Was she like one of them strict parents? Was she okay with it? Was she letting you were a Challengers Reaper? What was she like?
So I mean, so basically, like as most Hispanics know, if like there's any Hispanics watching, Hispanic parents are very against gaming, like I guess professionally or just like anything like that because they don't really understand it. They don't really think that you can make money off it. They're very stuck in their old ways. So my mom was basically she thought I was just doing it for fun. She saw I was making it like the only time when she actually realized like I could make money off it was when I was actually making a lot of money off it like during when I was 17. She just thought like oh it was like a past activity where he's making money but it's not going to be like generational money where like you can make like a living off it basically. She just thought like a couple like thousand here and there like that's fine. But my mom, she was always a little like laid back with like me, like playing. So she was like it's fine as long as you find something that you're actually gonna do. And then I told her I was like, oh, I want to do this. I want to be professional. I want to make a living off this because I'm so good. There is like an ecosystem where I can make money off this, which is professional Call of Duty. So she let me try it out since I was 18. Like I was 18, it was for a year, and she saw like that I went pro. I made good money, especially in challengers, and she said, "Wow, you can actually make money off this." She of course she was still skeptical because like she's never heard of it. Like most parents don't hear of their child professionally gaming
Yeah.
and everything like that, especially when she's Hispanic. Like she was like, I don't know, like look, I'll let you do your thing, but you're gonna have to like go to college. And then when she saw me making like actual good money, she's like, all right, look, I'll I'll let you do your thing, but you remember you got to have a plan for the future. And I was like, of course. I was like, all right, yeah, I got you. So she always like trusted me in a way. She always like just made sure, like, she reminded me that like this isn't gonna be forever. And of course I know that, but I still like, this is my passion, I love it. And I always have like a behind, like, some behind me, that's someone that's gonna support me,
Yeah.
which is my mom, and just help me out and just like give me ideas into the future. But like she became more and more like lenient on the fact that like I can make money off it when I started actually, becoming pro. Like the two other times when I was pro, on Paris Legion and then Vegas Legion, where she saw I was actually getting, monthly checks and everything
Yeah.
like that, that I could actually do it.
Got you. So then, growing up, when you were in high school, call it whatever it's called in the US is high school, right?
Yeah, it's high
Yeah.
school.
And what were your friends saying? Were they interested? Did anyone in school know? Did they have any idea?
Oh yeah, nah. I mean, I had like a friend group that like knew about it. Most people in like that knew me, knew that I was like a gamer, professional gamer, something like that. They just thought I was a professional gamer even before I was a professional gamer, because
Yeah.
like I would show up to school and like, and I would just like, I would be like friendly towards my friends like that. Like they didn't have that much money, and I had money. I'm like, yo, you want like a cookie or something from the bar? And like I would just always buy them, and they're like, yo, where you get all this money from? Because they knew I wasn't like rich. I wasn't rich. Like I definitely wasn't rich. Like, but I was making money off like Call of Duty, so I was able to like, get stuff that I wanted at the like the lunch bar. Like there's like this little bar where you could buy drinks,
All
like a
right,
Snapple
Carrasco.
drink, cookies, and all that stuff. I'm like, yo, I was the plug. I'm like, yo, you want something? Like only towards my homies though, my day ones, my real ones. I was like, you want something? I got you. And then like they knew I was making money off it because I would always just, be there for them. So basically, like I was able, to like be like the known as like the professional gamer, like as like through my friends and a couple other people that just knew me as like a professional gamer, because I was just making money off games. Like they never heard of that shit. They're like, what the hell, this guy's making money off games? Like like who's this guy?
What the
I'm
hell?
like, and then yeah, so I was basically known as just like the professional gamer. Like even when I was on Paris Legion towards the end of the year, like I showed them like the one tournament I went to, which was the Major Four
Major
in
Four.
New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one tournament I went to, and I showed them me on stage, and they're like, damn, that's dope. And then I graduated, and then I still talk to some of my friends, but but it was nice showing them like Major Four and all that stuff.
Do they still like support you now?
Some of them, yeah, no, no. I mean, some of them still watch me. I know some of them follow my Twitter. Um, some of them just like basically like, since I'm like busy a lot, I don't talk to them that much. Like I still like go in every single time, like on message, and be like, yo, what's good, bro? How you been? Blah blah, stuff like that. But since I'm like living in Texas, grinding, trying to like, like win a major, win champs, and all that stuff. Like I'm constantly on the grind. So I still talk to them sometimes, hang out with them sometimes too, but it's mostly just through text that like I talk to them.
Got you, got you. So how did you get into like competing in the first place?
So competing, um, like I said, like we're competing like for like money, or just actually competing
Like
like,
so the difference from like you're playing zombies with a Russian guy, right? Yeah.
yeah.
How do you go from playing zombies with a Russian guy to now, yo, I'm the Challengers Reaper? Like what was like how did you get introduced to that shit?
So yeah, like I said with like Ender, like I basically started playing for money with Ender, and I saw, I mean, I knew there was a pro scene, but I was just S&D only. I was
Mm.
S&D only. I didn't have that many thoughts of like going pro in like 19 2020, until like I saw like Ender, like my friend at the time, he was actually like, doing really good in the scene, and like actually he won champs. I'm like, yo, like someone from my circle made it. Someone from my circle was actually like, like winning champs, like someone that I would hang out with like every day. I'm like, yo, I know I can like win champs, and I know I can like win a major, all that stuff. Like I want to actually do that stuff. So I was still 16 at the time, so I still had to wait. I still had to wait till I was 18, which that was like the AIDS part. But I was like, all right, it's all good. I'll wait, keep grinding, wait for my spot. And when I was 18, and I started to like compete in Vanguard.
What do you think about the age rule? The fact that you have to wait 2 years, even though you're reaping at 15 and 16. What's your opinion on the age limit?
Mm, To be honest, I don't really like it. I don't think it's necessary, especially since like most other esports don't require that age rule, right? I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
yeah, most other esports don't require that age rule. I mean, I guess it's because of like the game that you have, like you have to be like 17 plus to buy it. I'm not exactly sure that if that's the reason why, but like I would say, to be honest, I think if you have your parents' permission, I think of like, they signed off on it for you to be pro and all that stuff. Like I think you should be allowed, but I feel like it's too far gone deep now. Like it doesn't matter anymore. Especially with like a lot of people just not trying, like willing to like be pro, like even like or aspiring to be pro at 16, 15.
Yeah.
There's not many people like that anymore because there's the path to pro is pretty hard, I would say. So at this point I guess it just doesn't matter. Before it would have been really nice, for most people, in my opinion.
You can probably say there is no path to pro, right?
Yeah, I
it's
mean it's
path to it's path to a wall. I think
yeah,
that's what it is.
something like that, bro. Like it's pretty tough nowadays, I can't lie.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Okay, let's go to your Vanguard, yeah? You are the goddamn Vanguard Reaper. So everyone who's watching on YouTube, what I mean by that is this guy Johnny right here was winning all the Charles. He was winning all the tournaments. And you were teaming with. You had a couple of good teams that year. One of the good, or the first good team that you had was with Scrap, Phantoms, and Dylan Rex. Wow. What was that like? How did that come around? What stories have you got from there?
I mean, that was a very interesting team. That that was a very interesting team because, as you know, Scrappy, MVP.
Yeah.
Me and Scrap are from like both like Jersey, and like we basically live 30 minutes away from each other. Like Scrap was a part of like the friend circle, like the circle with like Illy, Prolute, like Mohawk and all them. Um, me and him never like were like really close like that, but I mean, we were close in person. We actually lived, we actually lived next to each other. We just weren't like friends like that.
Mhm.
But we started like competing. Not we He started competing in like Cold War, and then I started competing next year. So I remember at the time he got dropped from his team, and then basically like we had to like choose between him, Doug, and Silly. Cause Tim, like Phantoms and Dylan Rex, they wanted to pick me up. I was freshly 18, and they're like, "All right, look, you get to choose who you want to play with. Like, who's our fourth?" And I got to choose between Doug, Silly, and Scrap. And I was like, "Damn, that's a hard choice at the time." So I'm like, you know what? I think Scrap, he's pretty cracked. I think he's pretty cracked. You know what I mean? I'm gonna choose Scrap, and then we chose Scrap at the time. Um, and then we played the Elite, the first Elite, because there was no major at the time. I think the first major got skipped out, and I mean that would have been a very interesting team to go to LAN with, but so we didn't go to LAN together, but we played the Elite and we got second.
Yep.
We got second to fucking Colt Havoc, Kismet, Jordan General, and Brezzy.
Yeah.
That got at the time. But it was kind of hilarious because that team was pretty. It was like a rage bait kind of team.
What do you mean?
Like we would mostly just be raging at each other a lot. Like so like so like Phantoms and Dylan Rex, they're cousins, and they've been teaming with each other for a while. And since like they were very comfortable with each other, they would always be like raging towards each other, just like bickering, just like all that stuff. And me and Scrap weren't like the best of friends, so we would sometimes bicker towards each other too. And then there would be just ones between us, and I would say it was a very talented team, but like just like the fact that like there wasn't many people that liked each other on the team was the reason why I feel like that team wasn't more successful than it could have been, because we got second with our roles being swapped, because Dylan Rex was not a sub, but he ran a sub on our team.
Mm.
It was Scrap and Phantoms as the AR, and me and Dylan Rex as the subs. and we still got second on our. Well, that was my first elite ever, and I got second. We should have won because we literally went 5-5 last map and choked the 2v3 versus Havoc and Kismet and their team, and we would have won that, but we didn't get to. So after that elite, we split up because, like I said, we didn't really like each other. That was basically it. Yeah, we didn't really like each other. And so we split up, and everyone went their separate ways, basically.
Yeah. Then later on in that year, you ended up teaming with Clay and Fellow, right?
Yeah,
First
Clay
of all,
Fellow Smart.
how did you go from teaming with? I mean, I don't mean it in a very disrespectful way, but Phantoms and Dylan Rex at the time, to then a multiple world champion in Clayster and then Fellow. How did that happen?
So I would say, but getting second in the elite was like big for me,
Mm.
cause like going into the year when I was 18, like that was my first year. Like I only was known from the S&D scene, so like most people didn't really know my name. I had my first ever team was, I'm pretty sure it was on for the time, it was actually a decent team. Like it was gonna be Nero, Mox, and Silly. Yeah, Nero, Mox, and Silly. That's that, like for your first team. That's not bad. I
It's
mean,
not bad.
Nero, yeah, Nero got picked up on Boston, so we had to find a new fourth. So we got Doug. It was me, Mox, Doug, and Silly. And then Mox retired, so then it was me, Doug, Silly, and Scrap. And then I got picked up to the it was really weird, but I was just going over roster mania at the beginning of the game. But the thing that really helped me was like getting the second place in that tournament, the elite. Um, but most people just saw like I had like the basically, I think I had the number one Slayer rating. Like I had a
Right.
top 3 KD on the elites, and that really like helped my challengers career just like propel. So I think they saw that. I think Clay, he got recently dropped from New York. Yeah, I think that's right when he got dropped.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
My bad.
that yeah.
I,
Oh yeah, that is your bad.
my bad.
That's when he got recently dropped from New York. Then he came into challengers, and oh, that's what. Damn, I was teaming with the full squad that just got dropped. Now I just like remember, Fellow got dropped from Paris, and then Spark got dropped from LAG after winning the major with them.
Which is insane,
So
by the way. Insane.
yeah, after winning the major with them, a major after he got dropped. So I was just teaming with a whole squad that just got dropped, but they were still like really good. So they needed a crack sub, and who else but me? You know what I mean? So they decided to pick me up, and so yeah, I'm not exactly sure why the Clay was the person that wanted to like play with me in the first place. I mean since this is like it's been like 2 years. I can share this.
Yeah,
I
go on.
can share this. I was supposed to be on New York, possibly. I know you were the coach of the team. I don't know how true that was, but you know, Crim Six, the GOAT at the time, he was DMing me saying, I was like, yo, look, man, you know why I'm here. He's like, you know I'm here. He's like,
Look why
we
I'm
need.
here.
He's like, you know why? This is when Nep got dropped. Nep got dropped from the team. He's like, well, I want you on the New York subliners. And then I'm like, bet. I'm like thinking like, oh man, my like literally the first 2 months of the or actually it might have been the first 3 months, and he was like, man, like he's like, I want you on the team. I'm like, holy shit, bro. My first 3 months of being 18, I'm gonna be pro. And then afterwards, Crimsix ghost me. He just ghosted me. I thought I was gonna be pro. I was like, "Yo, Crim, what's going on? Like, what's
You
happening?"
want
And
to
he
know
just
why?
doesn't respond to me. I'm like, "Damn,
You want to know why?
what?"
Everyone thought you were hacking.
That is exactly what I heard. That's exactly
we,
what I heard.
I,
Clay told me that.
I got
Clay
told.
told me that when I teamed with him. So that was a thing that really fucked. I mean, I heard the team was in a very fucked position. So I don't know how it would have went either way. But like I was supposed to be on New York, but because everyone thought I was hacking, because I was freshly 18,
Yeah.
fucking shit slamming everyone in challengers. And it's not my fault that a lot of people just couldn't shoot straight in challengers. But just freshly 18, just shitting all over everybody. Like everyone was like, "Holy fuck, this guy's got to be hacking, bro. I've been here for 40 years and I can't shoot like this."
Again,
So
my,
then, you know what I mean?
my bad again.
all good, bro. Look, it's all
Hey, we
good.
got
We
here in the
got it.
end.
It got got here
for
in the end either
for
way.
for a couple of weeks. All right. What was it like teaming with Clay though? Because I worked with Clay. I have so much respect and love for him. What was
Yeah.
it like for you to team with that legend?
I would say at the time, he was a pretty great leader in my opinion. Uh, there was times he was pretty hard on me, which when I was 18, like it was pretty new to me, like someone being hard on me, especially just like that. Like he's like the type of person where he will be hard on you and like he will basically like make sure you know you fucked up, which was like new to me. So I was like, sometimes I took it like bad, but then I realized towards the end of teaming with him that like I'm like, all right, nah, it's for the best. I've never had someone like Clay as like a team leader or anything like that, and then I started taking it way better. Especially throughout my years, I was able to take like criticism way better. Clay was one of the first people that like taught me that like that's how people are gonna be and that's how you can learn. So teaming with him was an experience for sure. Sometimes pretty, pretty stressful, but at the same time, it was uh it was a very good learning experience. Because he did teach me a lot of things, like at the time that we were teaming. So we our first team cup together, we won the cup, and then the next LAN was Toronto, and I know most people know the fucking movie that Toronto was.
What?
For
No,
me specifically.
no. What was the movie?
Not
Hold on.
not
This is
not
new.
more
This
not
this is
yeah.
new for me. Hold on.
Well,
Let me
challengers,
lock
most
in.
most challengers,
Okay,
like
go
they
on.
they know they know the movie that I went through. So basically, I had my flight on Thursday. I had my flight on Thursday. I was flying in on Thursday. And I had it around like 3 p.m. 3 p.m. I get to the airport, my flight's been delayed. I'm like, "Aight, it's all good, bro. It's all good. Been delayed like to like 6 or 7." I stay in the airport 3 more hours. I'm like, I'm ready for my flight. I'm like, in the line, flight's been delayed. I'm like, damn. So I got at 8 o'clock. It gets delayed too. And then I'm like, I bet. Come on, I'm trying to go now. Bam, delayed again to like 9. And then I'm chilling for 30 minutes. Bam, delayed again to 10. Delayed to 11. And
Delayed
this was my
cheese.
first couple of times being like, I'm like, all right, hopefully like I'm actually gonna make it. But I was like an amateur when it comes to like flying. Like most people know that if it keeps getting delayed that much, it's probably gonna get canceled or it's gonna like be towards till the next day. I'm like, oh man, please, please, please. So it got delayed all the way from like it was like from 3 p.m. to like 1 a.m. And then that was like, yeah, it was like the last one. And then I legitimately waited till there, and then they said, all right, it's been delayed to 9 a.m. 9 a.m. next day. I'm like, fuck. So I slept in the airport, and I only found like there was a lot of people sleeping in the airport, so I couldn't find like a somewhere like a chair or something like that to like sleep. So I found a restaurant, a Chinese restaurant to sleep in. It was nice and dark, had some comfortable chairs. Like the ones like on the wall where like the
Yeah.
like yeah on the side, yeah, I slept on that. Used my jacket as a pillow, and I slept on it. And then at 4 or 5 a.m., like I went to sleep like around 2 a.m. because mind you, my flight was supposed to be at 1 a.m. And I was just tweaking, like calling my team and my mom, like, oh man, I got to stay here at the airport because my flights got delayed and I got to wait till next day. So finally went to sleep like around 2 a.m. Woke up around 4:30 a.m. Got like 2 hours of sleep or so, and all I hear is the Chinese chef screaming at his workers. They were just screaming at his workers, and I saw someone get fired on the spot. It's crazy. It was actually crazy. I saw some woman got fired on the spot. She threw her jacket and left the restaurant. I'm like, what is going on? I wake up at 4:30 a.m. I'm like, what is going on? And then like I couldn't sleep anymore because they were just screaming in the kitchen getting ready for service. I'm like, damn, I gotta find somewhere else to sleep. But still, everywhere was taken. So I just I tried to just stay there and just like block out the noise, but I couldn't. They were going crazy in the kitchen. so So 9 a.m. comes because I'm like, I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I just I sleep. I slept for like 1 maybe 2 hours. I don't even know if that was. I just stayed up all the way till 9 a.m. And I'm like, all right, bet it's cool. I think my match is like around like I think 12 or 1 at that point. And I'm like, all right, it's like an hour to Toronto because I
Yeah.
was in Jersey. Hour to Toronto. I'm good. Bam, gets delayed again. It gets delayed again to like 10. I'm like, fuck, it's cutting it close. And then, and then the 10 a.m. one comes and it says, bam, to 11 to 12. I don't remember exactly the time. I think it was like 11:30. I think it got delayed to 11:30. I'm like, brother, if it gets delayed again, I'm not even gonna make it. I'm not even gonna make it. My teammates are thinking that like I'm not gonna make it. I'm like, shit, I don't even know if I'm gonna make it.
Yeah.
I'm on 2 hours of sleep. I'm actually just brain dead. And I get on the flight, and this flight finally is the one that is gonna take off. So it's like an hour 30 hours, something like that, and our match is like at 12 or 1. I don't really remember. It had to been at 1 if it was like 11:30. Yeah, it was like it had to been at 1. And I get there, I get to the airport at like probably like 1 or so. And I think the ref was giving us about 15 to 30 minutes for me to get there. And the from the airport, the Uber was like 15 to 30. So I'm there trying to get to the fucking venue. I get in the Uber. I'm like, I pay the Uber extra to get me there faster. I'm like, yo, Uber.
What
I'm
you
like, bro.
wait? Wait, what do you mean get you there faster, John? The
I'm like, bro.
speed
I'm like,
limit,
yo.
dude.
I'm like, no, no, no. I'm like, bro, do everything you can. I'm like, I pay him $5. I pay him.
Just
I'm like, look, I'll give you an extra $5. I mean, look, man, I'm 18. I'm 18. I'm not like loaded. I'm like, yo, I'll pay you an extra $5 if you get me there as soon as possible. And then the guy's like, bet, lock in. And then he starts like going crazy. I'm like, holy shit, I might make it. so, so he's driving through traffic, like he's going crazy with it. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker wants his $5. so so he's going crazy through traffic. I get there. I'm like I'm texting my team on the way, and like 5 minutes away, and they're like, "Yo, 5 minutes to forfeit." I'm like, "Oh my god, it's gonna be this kind of it's like a movie scene." I swear to God, it's like a movie scene. Five minutes and it's like to forfeit, 5 minutes to get there. And I'm like, all right, bet, bet, bet. I'm like, yo, I told her, I'm like, bro, by the way, I get like literally forfeited in 5 minutes, bro. He's like, oh, okay, okay, okay. It's just like, and then we're going through traffic. We make it there, and I'm literally so focused on my match. I leave my luggage in the car. I leave my luggage in the car. Luckily, my coach at the time, which was Rayless, well, he was like outside the venue waiting for me. And then I legitimately was like, I'm like, yo, he's like, go in, I'll get you like I'll get your stuff. I didn't even like hear what he said. Like, yeah, apparently he said he'll get my stuff. So I left my luggage in the car. He got my luggage, brought it out. I was there. And then legitimately, right as I started sitting down the chair, my teammates look at me like, "What the fuck? You're here?" Like I'm like, "Yeah, let's go, boys." And then the literally they said, "Bro, oh, I
oh.
thought we were forfeited." The coach, the not the coach, the ref literally just said we were about to get forfeited, like literally like now.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then he told the ref like, yo, he's here, he's here. Don't forfeit us. He's like, oh, okay, start the match, start the match. I literally couldn't do my settings. I didn't even do my settings. I literally was playing on like 4 cents. I was like playing on 4 cents against like round one kids, and then and then we beat them. I was legitimately, I felt so brain dead. I had jet lag. I had 1 to 2 hours of sleep. I'm like, holy shit. And then our next round, um, I'm pretty sure, yeah, we played 2 rounds. We played 2 rounds, and it was just against random kids, like, because we had a pretty good seed. But then our third round, which was our last match of the day, we played Doug Sensor Martin. Doug Sensor
Go on.
Martin. And at this point, bro, I was still brain damaged. Like I was
No, or like
legitimately
no sleep type shit.
no sleep, no sleep. Legitimately, the only like type of sleep that I got was from the 1 hour and a half or 2 hours that I got from like 2 a.m. to 4:30 a.m. And I stayed up all from 4:30 a.m. to legitimately 9 o'clock. Well, till then it was like 1 to 2 p.m. already. And well, actually no, from then when I started playing Doug, it was like 5. It was like 5 or so, and I legitimately couldn't see straight out of my eyes. But I took a Monster. No, I took a Red Bull. I took a Red Bull. Took two Red Bulls, and like that's the only like that's the thing that I had to like try to lock me in. We played Doug Sensor Martin in a best of three.
Oh my
Best of
god.
three. I, we won first map. We won first map by we're still doing pretty good. Then second map, we um we lost 5-5. We lost 5-5. Um
Damn.
and then third map we lost third map we lost like 2-2 like or 3-2. We lost 3-2 last round offense or something like that. And we lost to Doug, and then Doug just started screaming at all us, like, "Oh my God, we're dog shit," all that stuff. I'm like, damn. I'm on like, and I checked after because I was like, what the hell, bro? I mean, like I checked after, and I was playing with the wrong aim assist too, because that's when the start of dynamic and
Linear.
regular.
No.
Yeah, no, it was like
Linear.
just it was regular and dynamic, and I played on dynamic, and the person that was playing on my setup was playing on regular. So I was like, holy shit, this is a movie. So we lost to Doug in a best of three. He's screaming at us, fucking clip going viral on Twitter. And then I'm
Oh
like, all right,
no.
I'm like, whatever, bro. We still got losers, bro. We still got losers. I'm like, let me get some good sleep. I went to sleep like at 8 p.m. that day. I don't even remember. I like right after we ate some food. I was literally like, we ate some food at a restaurant. I was brain dead eating the
You were
food,
just
and
like
then we're
sleep eating, bro. Like, oh,
I was just
oh.
sleepy eating, and then I got to the hotel. I'm like, oh man, like I'm going to sleep. I went to sleep, got like so many hours of sleep. Next day, we literally go through the gauntlet. We go through the gauntlet. It was crazy. We played at the time. We played Toronto Ultra EU
Yeah.
Academy, which was I think Beans was on that team. I think
Vortex and that.
we shit on
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We shit on them. We played we I think Brezi's team. Yeah, we played Brezi's team because he went back to EU at that time whenever
I
like
think that
Colt
was
Havoc.
Lins and Cobra. I want to say something
Yeah,
like that.
we played them. Shit on them too. And we played the Stallions at the time, which was Yuli, Turil, Cryptic, and like Kaiser or something like that. We beat them too, and by this time we played around 7 to 8 matches. 7 to 8 matches straight, best of fives. Well,
Dude,
like
the
two of
gauntlet.
them, I think one of them was like best of three, but towards the beginning of the day. But literally the rest were just best of fives the whole fucking day, and it was, bro. By the end of that, like I was like, holy shit, bro. Like I'm like, can we just play the rest of our matches tomorrow? We played 8 best of 5s,
That's
and then
insane.
we had one more match, and they made us wait 2 hours, 2 hours for our match. So we played like the seventh best of 5, and then our eighth best of 5, which was our final one for the day for top 4. We had to wait 2 hours, 2 hours, and it was already like 12 a.m. or some shit like that. It was already 12 a.m. I'm not even. It was night. It was dark, and then we had to wait for that. And then my PC broke. My PC broke on main stage.
Oh my god.
My PC legitimately, like I was about to warm up. I was about to warm up, and then apparently the wire snapped on like the Ethernet or like one of like the power cable. I don't even know
Right.
what the fuck. Something snapped, so they had to get me a new PC. So an extra 30 minutes.
And this is
Extra
your
30 minutes.
eighth series of the day,
Yes.
bro. What is it like? 10 p.m. 11 p.m.
It was definitely 11 to 12.
Bro.
It was way like
And
I don't
you
even know.
and you win that, you're gonna be back up at like 10, 9, and 10 in the morning to play anyway.
Yeah.
Insane.
So I had to wait an extra 30 minutes for them to get me a new PC. By that time I was just twiddling my thumbs. Twiddling my thumbs, and then we play the match finally after getting iced for like 3 hours. We The first map I think we lose by like 5 points. Second map, I think we lose 6-5, and then third map we get 2-over swept in the control.
Bloody hell.
Two
Grueler.
over. It was an and it was versus Rocker Academy at the time.
Who
I
was
think that
that?
was like
Oh yeah.
Pander, Goddard X, something like that. I think it was them. Um, yeah, and then so we lost to them, and then we got top 6. And
Damn.
that was a movie of an actual like just event. Because if we were in winners, we were the favorite to win. We're literally the favorite team to win because we just won the cup.
Yeah.
Um, and we beat online the team that won the event, which was Major Maniac, Neptune, DREAL, and Brack. I'm pretty sure, yeah. And we beat them online.
Yeah.
So if we went through winners, I solemnly believe that we were gonna win. I mean, if we went through if we went through winners, like didn't go through that gauntlet of losers, I think we would have won. But that event was a movie. And then after that, I got picked up to Paris Legion. Paris Legion because actually I got picked up from a specific map. Because in the Elite Four qualifiers, we were literally last map against Rocker Academy again
Yeah.
to qualify for the elite. And mind you, back then qualifying for the elite was actually hard.
Yes.
It was actually hard. It was only like I don't even remember how many teams, but we were last map. I dropped 18 for the loss to qualify for the
What?
elite.
18?
18 for the loss.
Game
18.
5?
Game 5.
Wait, who was
18
on
for
your
the loss.
team?
The same team. It was Clay, Spart, Fellow. 18 for the loss, map 5. it was actually insane. And then with that, since we didn't qualify, if we qualified for the elite, I wouldn't have took the offer.
Hmm.
But since we lost 5-5 last map, I dropped 18. I'm like, damn. I'm like, damn. I'm like, what?
God
What else could I
damn.
have done?
What was your best memory with Clay on that team?
I mean,
Surely you
I
gotta
mean,
have something.
I mean, he was pretty funny. I mean, like I remember when we went to the restaurant in Toronto, like we were just like cracking up some jokes. But I honestly I don't really remember. I just remember after we lost that tournament, like Sparta was like, "Damn, yo, I'm sorry, Johnny." Like he's like, "Bro, I'm sorry." Because like everyone, I think like every like I think Fellow was like 0-7,
Wha-
like Clay was like 1-7, and like Spart was like 5-8 or some shit like that. I don't even remember exactly, but like I was like, damn, and I had 18. I was like 18 and fucking 5. I was like 18 and 5 when we still lost. I'm like,
You were
Jesus
in
fucking
super
Christ.
flow, bro. Holy shit. Wait, then you said you joined Vegas, not Vegas, fucking Paris Legion, right?
Paris. Yeah,
And
because Donnie was watching that specific map. He was watching that specific
he was
map, and
like,
he's like,
"Damn,
damn, Mo.
damn." Yeah, exactly like that. Damn, Mo.
He's like, yo, someone get Johnny some help.
He's-
so so he saw that, and apparently like he DM'd me saying, yo, you want to join Paris? I'm like, damn, I'm not even gonna I can't play the elite, so I'm gonna have to wait for like another month and a half for the Boston event. Yeah, the Boston event and Champs. And at the time, I think Spark got picked up again.
wait, in the Vanguard, yeah?
Somebody somebody got picked up again. I'm pretty sure, because that's the reason why I decided to leave the team.
Boston?
Because I'm like,
No, not Boston. It can't be.
I forget. It might have been. I think Spark got picked up against LAG. Like he got went to the main roster again.
Yeah.
Something happened. Yeah, something happened that like I was like I would have stuck with the team, but since he was like I got picked up again, we would have to find another fourth, like a Clay and Fellow. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just take this Paris like offer and like try to make some waves so I can like play against the pros and show like that I can actually like shit on the pros even with like the a team that like that god awful. But like I was like, let me try to do that. And at the time, it was like I felt like it was a kind of a good idea, but now
You
I
regret
don't
it?
know. I mean, I feel like yes, maybe, because I felt like if I went to Boston and Champs, then maybe I could have got picked up on a better team at the beginning of the year, like did more waves like that. But I was asked a lot of like my friends and seeing like which one would have been better, and they're like, I mean, you could wait a month and a half for Boston, or you can play like this Paris would like try to make some waves and just like show that like you can shit on people on a bad team, which will make you look even more godlike. And we weren't able to because well, I mean we went map 5 like with like 4 out of the 6 teams that we played, which was like, I mean, if we just could close out one map, we won map
Might
5
be
with
different.
FaZe on land.
Yeah.
In that major, the New York one, we went map 5 with FaZe, and if we actually were able to win that, maybe I would have secured a spot by beating FaZe with Paris. I mean, shit, but we weren't able to. So
It's all shoulda, coulda,
it was
woulda, isn't it? It's like imagine you
yeah,
did
that is true.
this. Like this year, imagine you do this, you do that. Like it's just it is what it
Yeah,
is. So you team with Jimbo in it on Paris, right? It was with Jimbo.
yeah,
Yeah. Yo, did you know he was cheating? I'm gonna ask you straight up. Do you know that guy was cheating?
bro. That boy Jimbola, man. That
Go
boy
on.
Jimbola. I definitely did not think he was cheating. I mean, he wasn't cheating in Vanguard. There's no way. But in a MW2, I'm like, damn, like he's a shooter. He was like
He's shooting a bit too good.
he was he was a shooter in Vanguard. I was like he could get kills. Like he had good gun skill. He was just pretty like his micros and like his like situationals. Like he just kept running. Like he just kept running and running and running. But I'm like, all right, in like challengers, he will probably still do good because challengers is not anything compared to like the pro scene. So I'm like, yo, let me play with him. And then like I don't know what flipped the switch on him. I'm guessing it's because he like thought that like he wasn't gonna get on a pro team anymore. He was like, that motherfucker was shooting. I'm like, oh man, like get this motherfucker back in the pro league. I'm playing with him. I'm like, this motherfucker's a shooter. And then then we played a tournament and he had this crazy sniper clip. It was me, Parasite, him, and Fire. And this motherfucker was the best player ever I've ever seen with a sniper. This motherfucker was hitting wall bangs. Good. He
Legit
was like
though.
literally it looked legit because he said he saw him and then he like pre-fire wall banged him when he came back. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, he got a 4-piece sniper clip with that. I'm like, yo, someone get an opportunity for this guy back in the league because he's really good. And then it came out after when this was like way after like I just stopped teaming with him. Like he was with like Classic, like Geo,
Yeah.
and like Tom Gravity, and then he got caught there. So I don't exactly know if he was cheating on my team, but with the way he was shooting the sniper, he probably was. I didn't know. I just thought he was nasty. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker's nasty.
So then on the Modern Warfare 2 season, you did team with Hagi, right? What was it like teaming with him? What were some of the things you learned from him? And like what stories have you got with your experience from him?
I mean, I would say, I mean, I'm cool. I'm cool with Haggy. Uh, but like the team with us was just like online. It was godlike. You know what I mean? Online it was godlike, but when we went to LAN, just, I don't know.
What do you
It
mean?
was very yeah. I mean, we didn't get the greatest placement on LAN.
Who you blaming?
It's I don't know. No one. It's all good. It's all good. Shit happens. It's in the past. Haggy's retired. Fucking Lau is just I don't, that was his name at the time. He wants to change it to Lau. Lau is I don't even know. He's out in like the streets of Montreal, Quebec, and I don't know whatever he's doing. And I
Wait,
mean, Fire's still in challengers,
wait.
but
Lao was Jimbo, right? Jimbola.
yeah,
What does
yeah.
what does Lao mean?
Brother, I don't know. He was going through a crazy phase. He wanted to change his name to Lao. Then he wanted to change it to like something else too. I forgot exactly. He just I mean I think he was getting ready for like he was getting ready to like change his name to like be like Lao is cheating, not Jimbo. Jimbo would never cheat or some shit like changing his name for like multiple shit. I don't know. He was a very interesting character, I would say. But yeah, nah, that land experience with them was not the best, I would say.
Were they fun to team with
But
though?
yeah. Um, in some moments, yeah. In some moments, for sure.
It doesn't sound good. You hesitated.
I mean, not yeah. We had some good moments, but whenever you're losing, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Is like, especially with that type of like performance, it's not fun. It's not fun no matter how good the vibes are, especially in challengers.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, it was decent, but with Haggy, nah, he was like he was like a veteran. Like he basically like he taught me some stuff like especially just like comms in general, just like taking like feedback and everything like that. And I mean we like I said online we won a tournament, so that was great. You know, just the land part was just not great, but you know,
You did
we
everything
knew.
but the land part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know we went from first to last. It's crazy.
You got any other like events or stories that happened during the Modern Warfare 2 season that you can think
Modern
of?
Warfare 2 was crazy because the thing is at the beginning of the game I was a sub. Like I played as an AR the whole year in MW2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played an AR because I know Nikki D's not gonna mind like this story if he even ever hears it. But at the beginning of the year, I was teaming with Classic, Mohawk, and Nato.
Mm.
So that team was fucking comedy. I can't lie. It was actually comedy. So the subs were me and Nato and Classic and Mohawk as the ARs, and we were scrimming. And my boy Classic Nicky D, bro, he could not get a kill with the AR. I mean, he said it himself. He's like, bro, he's like, yo, boys, I can't shoot straight with this AR, bro. I can't shoot straight with it. I think he went like in one of our scrims, he went like 1 in 18 or some shit like that. He, he's like, boys, I can't shoot straight with this AR, bro. Someone take it. He's like, yo, Johnny. He's like, Johnny, you can shoot straight with the AR, bro. You got it. You got it. He's like, just try it out. Try it out. And then we scrimmed with me on the AR, and we were winning a lot of maps. Like we were just like shitting on people.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn. I'm like, all right, I'll use an AR. Fuck it. I'll use an AR because we were just winning in scrims. And then he made me switch to the AR, and then after that, I think Nato quit. I think
Again.
Nato quit. Yeah, he quit again. And then Nick, I don't even know. I don't even know what happened. I think we picked up like fire or something. That didn't work out either. And then it was just a movie. It was a movie. So I just decided to stick as an AR because I had like multiple reps on the AR, and I was doing really good with AR. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just stick on the AR. And I mean, honestly, if I use a sub in MW2, I think it would have been way different. But that was just a movie because the only reason I switched to AR because my teammate couldn't shoot straight with the AR. so so I'm like, fuck, I'll use it, bro.
That's
And then I
crazy.
switched.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, he told me himself like in the scrim. He's like, Johnny, I can't shoot straight with this AR, bro. You guys use it. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, all right, fuck it. And then it's by then I don't know.
Sometimes
And
it be like that, bro. Sometimes you gotta do what it takes for the team.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Modern Warfare 3. Last year, you're in challenges again
yeah.
until you get picked up. I think it was Major 4 with
It was the end of
end of the
Major 3.
end
It
of
was
Major 3.
literally, yeah, it was like right going into land of Major 3.
How did that come about?
I mean, I just got second in the elite. I remember, yeah, I just got second in the elite, and I dropped like a 1.2.
Mhm.
I remember I dropped a 1.2 and lost the elite second. And I remember I honestly was not expecting it. I was not expecting it at all. Like it was during when like Vegas Legion had a seam, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, it was they were not looking great for sure, looking pretty horse piss, but so they were doing bad, and then they were like, man, they wanted the seam gone, so they dropped the seam and they hit me up right before the land, and I'm like, I mean, I'm gonna take it because it's a pro contract. So I went with them, and I mean I was using a sub because I switched back to a sub. The MW2 year was not real, so well, I went with them. We got last to Miami. We went last map with them, and it was just like, oh man, we honestly could have won the fourth map. It was honestly so troll, but we went last map with Miami. We lost to them, and then the next major was Major 4. And man, that was a movie too. That was an absolute movie.
Go on.
We were doing good in the Major 4 qualifiers. We got like I forgot what like seed we got, but it was like it might have been like third or something like that, or fourth. And then we played like the either the sixth or the fifth seed, which was Seattle. And we played them, and we went last map with them. We were up 5-3, and mind you, this was to qualify for champs because
Mm.
we were in that like seventh to like 10th bubble.
Yep.
So oh no, we're in the it was at the time it was like fifth through like ninth, fifth,
It was
fifth,
like fifth,
ninth to 10th.
fifth to
Yeah,
10, something like that. Yeah.
and then we were in that bubble, and if we won that match, we would have been fifth seed. We would have been fifth seed,
Damn.
but yeah, we would have been fifth seed because everyone was so close, and we lost 5-3 last map. We were up 5-3. 5-3 came back on. We lost that shit. And 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 then we won one more match. We beat Boston. We beat Boston in losers. And then LAG started going crazy. LAG started going crazy. So we're like, damn, now we have to win because they won their match versus Toronto. They passed us. So we had no chance of like sticking to the eighth seed. We had to win versus New York, and then we lost versus New York. But if we won versus Seattle, we would have been like guaranteed at least eighth.
Yeah, we smoke your shit.
Shit, crazy. It's all
Shit
good.
crazy.
Oh, see these sweaty pits?
I see
Yeah,
that shit, bro.
yeah.
What is it,
Oh.
like 110 down where you at?
Yeah, no, it's extremely hot. Let me turn on the AC, but either way, so that happened, and then we lost to you guys, so we didn't make it for champs,
Yeah.
and we would have made it for champs if we just beat 5-3 Seattle. It was crazy, and then I didn't go to EWC because I had some personal like problems,
Yep.
but yeah, nah, that was a movie year too, I would say.
I think every year's been a movie.
It was it's
This year, last year, year before that.
I don't think I've had a normal year yet, but it's a pretty movie.
Alright, couple more questions for you. What is a win that you will never ever forget?
mm, to be honest, I would say like for right now, there isn't much wins. Like I guess like the only like the most recent like win that I actually was like damn, like you know what I mean, like I'm frying was like the optic win. Like the optic win
Yeah.
like this year. Like I was frying. It's not like I'm like damn, like oh my god, like I love that win. There wasn't much wins that like I could say, especially on land. Like we beat C9 this year and on land, and then we could have beat Toronto if we just didn't choke that map 4.
Damn.
But there hasn't been any like memorable wins. I'd say for me, if there was a memorable win, it would to be to win a chip or to win champs.
Got you.
There hasn't been anything like I won't ever forget. Because most like online, like it's nice. Like the optic win, I beat them in MW3 too. But all those wins are online, so they don't count as much for like legacy or everything like that. But
Mhm.
I am waiting for like a chip that or a chip or champs
Yep.
basically.
Well, okay, let me ask you this. Is there a loss that you will never ever forget? Like that hurts the most? Maybe like the
I would
Vancouver one.
yeah, the Vancouver one, yeah, but also I would say the phase one in Paris Legion also, because if I won that, I would have been guaranteed. Like if we won that, and I was doing really good that series too. Like me, like specifically, I was doing really good that series too, um, on land versus them. And if we won that map 5, I would for sure been on a pro team, in my opinion, the beginning of that year because I legitimately, it would have been seen as like um this new kid was able to like beat Atlanta FaZe on
Yeah.
like the worst team, like they couldn't, they were winless, but then I came on the squad and was able to like get a win versus them, a win versus Atlanta FaZe, which is like one of the best teams at the time.
Yeah.
So that one stung because I could have just propelled my, like, I mean, I would have loved to be pro at 18, and like ever since then just like propelled as a player in the pro scene and everything like that. That one hurt also. um, I would say yeah, the one versus Seattle Surge at the time, that one hurt too. But I guess like the one that like I was like, what if like I would have just been on a really good team or like anything like that from Vanguard and would have never went down to the challengers because like once I was in the pro league, bro, like I know I would not have like went back down if I actually had a good team,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Got you. Okay, Mr. Carrasco, GC, my brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate everything you've done for me for this year. Is there anything you want to say? Any shout outs that you want to give, especially to the LAG fans and for people who are watching?
Yeah, no. So for the Genomates fans, I love y'all. Y'all been absolutely the best supportive group ever. The best fans. Y'all been like just sticking with me through this whole year. I know I came in late, and there was a lot of issues with the team before, but y'all were able to like just make me feel at home. Just absolutely support me all the way there. I always felt at home with you guys. We still got EWC, so I can't wait to see what we can do there. And thank you to all the Gentlemen's fans. and all my Twitch supporters too. I know I haven't been streaming that much, but I will get back on that grind. Hopefully, in this off season or next year for sure, I will be streaming every day. Thank you to all those guys that have been supporting me just for a long time. But and thank you to all my my friends that have just been like chilling with me, helping me, just like, and my teammates have been like helping me, become a better player. But thank you to everyone. I appreciate y'all guys, bro. I love y'all.
Appreciate it, guys. Until the next episode, see you soon.